Good morning, good morning. Welcome in to First Take. We got Cam Newton, Damian Woody, Stephen A. Smith, of course, out there in L.A. Amina Smith here with you. And guys, we got so much.
Wait a minute, hold on.
Yeah.
He out in L.A.?
In L.A. You know what?
You out there with palm trees and all that?
Just living his best life. I feel like every time I'm here in New York, SA might be avoiding me. I don't know what's going on, Stephen A., but every time I'm here, you somewhere else.
I would never do such a thing. I would never avoid you. You've been doing a wonderful job. That's number one. I wouldn't avoid my man Cam because I got nothing but love for him. My man D. Woody, nothing but love, but there's a couple of things. Number one, sitting in that seat, tremendous responsibility. Watch your tone, watch your language, watch your attitude with me, and don't be jealous that I'm sitting here in the palm trees in the LA sunshine. I'm out here conducting business. You never know with me. It could be business, it could be Hollywood, it could be a lot of different things. But you know when I'm gone, there's always
You know what it is? He probably working on something with Brick out there in L.A.
You never know. You never know with Stephen A. Like, yeah, exactly. All right, let's get right to it. The defending Super Bowl champs got handed their first L of the season. The Eagles fell to the Broncos 21-17, and it was not just about Philly losing. It was about how they lost this game. The Broncos scored 18 unanswered points in the fourth quarter to seal the win. The Eagles had a chance to deliver the dagger late in the third. However, A.J. Brown came up empty on a 61-yard throw from Jalen Hurts. Here's what Brown and Hurts had to say about the loss.
The inconsistency showed up again, and we got to play 4 quarters, and we have to, stop putting a lot of pressure on our defense because they're playing really good, but we just got to pull our ends.
Certain things don't get you until they get you, and so we got to go back and really learn from this, take ownership for the things that we can control.
Look, the way this Eagles team has been going about winning games up until this week has been super unconventional. Cam, how concerned are you about this Eagles team?
Not as concerned, but there are some alarming things that took place during the game. 6 sacks, that's not a good thing, Mr. Woody. Another thing, hey, we got to do a lot of roster management because if it's not one thing, it's the other. Last week's topics was, hey, how do we get A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith involved? They were fed, so to speak, more so on the Devontae side. But what about Saquon Barkley? How do we get him going? When you're looking at Kevin Patullo, the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles, he has an issue that most wish that they had, and it's having access to a supreme amount of talent. And when you come to the understanding that the Philadelphia Eagles has the best team in the NFL, the issue now becomes internally. How do we keep A.J. Brown happy? How do we, optimize Jalen Hurts? How do we optimize Saquon Barkley? How do we optimize Devontae Smith? And Vic Fangio has, per usual, the defense doing their job for the most part. And it's unlikely, my last thing, it's unlikely to see the Philadelphia Eagles give up a lead. Leading 17-3 for 3 quarters and then, losing, that's not something that we're used to seeing.
Yeah, Cam, you mentioned Saquon Barkley, 6 carries for just 30 yards in that game, just something that you really don't see from him. S.A., how concerned are you about this Eagles team?
Well, I think we should be concerned simply because they don't resemble the team that won the Super Bowl. And we've got to look at them and see that for what it is and say, what the hell is going on here? You got a new offensive coordinator. Does this man know what he's doing? Does Nick Sirianni, is he going to put his foot on the pedal and remind everybody he is the damn head coach of the franchise? And he has the power to implement his philosophy, his style, et cetera, et cetera. When we're looking at the numbers right there, that's the Eagles in terms of their ranking offensively. But let's take this a step further. Their final 5 drives yesterday, 4 punts, 3 3-and-outs. I mean, come on now. You got to do better than that. You got a guy in Saquon Barkley. You know what? You give him 1 carry the entire second half. You got a 14-point lead. You're trying to preserve the lead. The guy ran for over 2,000 yards last season, was an MVP candidate. You don't think it's imperative to get him the ball? You threw the football 38 times. You rushed the ball 11 times. That tells me that Nick Sirianni got caught up in the noise emanating from the fan base and what have you because, there was reports. Obviously, Diana Rossini of The Athletic, along with others, have reported that it wasn't just A.J. Brown that was having a problem with the Eagles' offense. It was also Devontae Smith as well. So you got both wideouts that weren't happy. As a result, Sirianni goes out there, you go away from what works for you, you throw the ball 38 damn times, and look what happens to you. And then we're not even getting to the defensive side of the ball. You got a Denver Broncos squad that outscored you 18-0 in the fourth quarter with a second-year quarterback in Bo Nix, okay? Cortland Sutton was balling, and we all know that. Here's the other side to all of that, okay? You chewed up over 12 minutes of time, of possession, in the fourth quarter, okay? You had 3 scoring drives, but you chewed up over 12 minutes. So you basically kept the Eagles offense off the field. The Eagles offense did nothing when they had the opportunity to stay on the field because they went away from their makeup, which brings me to what I heard Woody alluding to earlier today on Get Up. What is their makeup? What is their identity? Last year was running the football. We knew the job was to get the ball to damn Saquon Barkley. Even though A.J. Brown and those brothers wanted it and wanted it badly, Saquon Barkley was otherworldly. And it seems like they've forgotten about that this time around. And they got away with it because they were finding ways to win close games. But they're not intimidating anybody. They're not striking fear in anybody. People believe they can score on the Philadelphia Eagles. They believe they can wear them down. Obviously, you've got problems with your offensive line as well, which may contribute to you not running the football as much as you would like. But in the end, they should be better than what we're looking at. And the fact that they're not just leaves the NFC wide open to the Detroits, the Green Bays, even the Seattle, even though they lost yesterday. I mean, you got a few teams to look at. Tampa Bay, of course. If you're the Philadelphia Eagles, it doesn't look good. It just doesn't look good at all.
I'm very concerned. Both of you guys brought up a name that I think a lot of people need to be more focused on. That's Kevin Patullo, offensive coordinator, first-time play caller in the National Football League. This is a guy that's been in the organization. Him and Nick Sirianni came in together when Nick Sirianni was hired. And Cam, you know this as well, what I'm about to say.
Yep.
Being a play caller is an art form. You can't just hand somebody plays. A lot of people thought, well, okay, it's the same system that Kellen Moore brought in, last year. We're going to run the same play, same system. But there's a skill set, there's an art form to know how to sequence and how you stack plays together. Right. When you watch the Philadelphia Eagles play, particularly on the offense, it's a hodgepodge. There's no rhyme and rhythm to what they're doing. There's nothing being set up from play calling. And so when you watch this game yesterday, think about this. Stephen A., you mentioned it. They had 11 carries yesterday. 11 carries. And you had a 14-point lead. That is a monstrosity if you're an offensive coordinator. You literally played into the strength of the Denver Broncos defense. What do they do maybe better than any other defense in the National Football League? They get after the quarterback. Yeah. Nick Bonito and company get after the quarterback. So when you have a 14-point lead, what you want to do, you want to milk the clock because guess what? The clock doesn't stop when you're running the football. Right. And I get it. I understand Saquon Barkley has struggled. The offensive line hasn't been the same as it was last year. But you still have to be committed to the run because you're up. You literally committed a football sin by playing right into the Denver Broncos' hands, okay, by getting away from them, or by not even attempting to run the football. Right. That ultimately led to the Denver Broncos making that comeback in the fourth quarter.
Again, I know we're talking about the Eagles and what they don't have or where the deficiencies are right now with that team. However, should we be giving more credit to the Broncos for this win?
Oh, for sure. I think this is the second win or third, for Sean Payton under his coaching career to have been down 14-plus points and still find a way to win. And that's something to be mentioned. Bo Nix is playing the game how it should be played. Protect the football, take what the defense gives you, and do not be afraid to run. A 3-yard scramble, I say it ad nauseum for athletic quarterbacks, just take what the defense gives you. Now, on the contrary, the thing that's most alarming about this is when you're up, as you said, Damien, it's like you run the ball. Right? And I'll give you another one. Just because a person is a good position coach, just because a person is a good coach, does not necessarily mean you are an executive coach, so to speak. The coordinator, a head coach. Man, you could be, Coach Woody, he cool as I don't know what. Man, he teaches the techniques and the nuances of that. But when you have to control a unit, that tells you a different side of a person, and it far exceeds coaching more so than really garnering everybody around them to understand what their job and responsibility is.
So, Stephen A., I want to bring you
Well, it's a couple of things that we need
ahead,
to take
Stephen
a
A.
moment to give Sean Payton some credit about. Number one, do y'all know that it was the first go-ahead two-point conversion of the year by any team in the National Football League? That's number one, okay? But here's the big thing. It was the first go-ahead two-point conversion of Sean Payton's career. 200